Isn't this fun? Isaiah, he's not as hard to understand as maybe we were raised to believe, right?
We know this story. We know these principles. We know these doctrines, right? Isaiah speaks like a prophet, and we have modern day prophets who speak this way, and so this has a familiar sound to it.
Yeah. And also, have you noticed how adept Isaiah is at using common everyday occurrences for these people to be able to teach these really lofty doctrines and theologies and principles of the gospel? And he's not just using agrarian examples. In the parable of plowman, absolutely, that's going to connect much, much better with farmers. But as with Jesus Christ in his own teachings, Isaiah uses all kinds of imagery, some of it associated with a farm. Look back at verse 16, for instance. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. Here he's using a building analogy.
Yeah, he keeps going in verse 17. Judgment will I lay to the line. That's the horizontal truing of a building. And righteousness to the plummet. If you've used a plumb bob before, wow, that's really bad.
That's pretty
right?
good. That's
Ignore
good.
Isaiah
picturing
something different than this, right? But that square, right, of judgment and righteousness, and then you get a cornerstone, which for Christians, right, that Christ is how you true that building. But you might say truth is, Jehovah is, God's view of the world is the correct view of the world, right?
And one of the grand ironies is Jesus makes it very clear that the chief priests of the people are going to reject that which is going to end up being the head of the corner, this chief cornerstone. And then Peter and John are going to quote that later on in Acts chapter 4, 3 and 4. Anyway, this analogy. So whether it's building, whether it's medicine, whether it's farming, whether it's shepherding, whether it's nature, whether it's finance, Scriptures are full of all these examples, and every single one of the examples have one purpose: to show you how Jesus Christ knows what he's doing. He knows how to build, he knows how to heal, he knows how to multiply, he knows how to grow, plant, harvest. I think in the Book of Mormon, the phrase that we're going to see in this next chapter is this idea of, I am able to do mine own work.
And by the way, just to tie that together, why do they reject him? Because they have moved from precept to line to man-made additions. Here a thing, here a little, there a little. So that when God shows up, and we should have the same concern in our lives, have I so put God in a box that when God shows up in my life, I can't recognize him? Well, that's not what I was expecting. That's not the way God is supposed to act, right? And certainly that's what Isaiah is talking about here.
Or by extension, that's not what a real prophet should be saying or doing. Or that can't be from God, because it just doesn't line up. I can't fit that prophet or that prophetic teaching into my little box that I've created for myself, rather than going to the Lord saying, show me the box. You give me those boundaries, those precepts that I should be looking at.